Now, let us discuss that what will you do if you feel unwell during a heat wave. Here we won't just discuss the symptoms related to all of that, we'll also try to treat them at a certain level. So, let's first discuss the symptoms that you can feel in this type of situation. You can feel dizziness, weakness, anxiousness, having intense thirst, headache. Also, you can have the sweating, red and hot skin, vomiting, excessive thirst, dizziness, and unconsciousness. So, what can you do or what should you do in this type of situation? Now you have to follow all of these steps accordingly. First, you have to move yourself or your patient to a more cooler place or a less humid place as soon as possible. You have to do that to avoid the direct exposed sunlight. Second is that you have to drink water regularly and stay hydrated. Here, the water does not necessarily means only the plain water, as when you sweat, you lose water as well as electrolytes. So while you drink only water, in that situation, you dilute your body fluids even more. So that's way more worse than what you could do to your body. So you have to add some kind of flavored drinks or sugary syrups to that to avoid being more dehydrated. So after that, you have to avoid any kind of hot beverages or any kind of spicy foods that can trigger your skin receptors to have even more sweat. Now after that, you have to take small meals and often, and you have to wear light and loose clothes, wear a hat and or cap or sunlight. These are meant for to avoid any type of direct exposed sunlight and to provide the aeration to your body. Now after that, you have to take cold showers or make your patient have a cold shower or use cold compressants or use a wet cloth to lower down the body temperature of your patient. You have to place that cold compressant or the wet cloth on the patient's forehead, neck, armpit, groin area to lower down its body temperature or your body temperature if you have some kind of heat illness. Also, you have to check on your family, friends, neighbors who spend their time alone. Also, the elderly and sick people who are living alone, they should be visited daily. Why is that? Because if, for example, they have some kind of heat illness or the severe kind of heat illnesses like the heat exhaustion or heat stroke, they cannot treat themselves as they are in a state of medical emergency. So you have to check on them and provide medical attention to them. So also you have to take a bit of first aid courses to learn how to treat or to recognize these kind of medical emergencies. For example, if you are able to recognize the difference between a heat exhaustion and a heat stroke, so you can treat your patient and save his life, as a heat exhaustion can be treated by yourself, but a heat stroke is a medical emergency and you have to admit him or call the medical specialist to them to provide the medical attention they need. So to know the difference between the heat exhaustion and heat stress, I'll put a lecture related to that, the first aid treatments that you can provide to them in the description. So that's all for today. If you have any queries, you can comment them in the comment section and I'll get back to you as soon as possible.